So it wouldn't be one of my videos if we didn't start off by opening the garage door. So it's been a while. I apologize. I was actually looking back at a couple of the old film clips here. And, I had a haircut. There were barely any leaves on the trees outside, and you know, now we're dead middle of the summer. It's been taking me such a long time because I've been busy with stuff outside around the house. Went ahead and put together a patio and a gazebo on the back side of the house there. Saved a ton of money doing it myself, but ultimately it may not have been worth it. It's taken me forever, and finally, you know, getting to the point of completion. I got a bunch of dirt to move out back here, and kind of regrade the yard a little bit, keep some of the water away from it, and then I can call it done. But anyways, the purpose of the video here is I made a trip down to West Virginia, where I got my fingers on an old 440 Mopar Big Block Chrysler. And you know, the story behind this thing is that you know, my dad bought it, and it's been in storage probably since mid-90s. It's a little rough. I'm not really expecting great things from it whenever I pull it down, pull it apart, but I'm going to go ahead and document that as I do it. So back to the story of this thing. It's, you know, he had it in like a 70-something Charger. I don't remember what year it was, but anyways, he bought it off of a kid that this engine almost killed him. He had it in a 4-wheel drive pickup, and of course, you know, it's street racing. And the story goes is that even though he was in a pickup, you know, he was stomping everybody in the area. So no idea what is actually done to this thing, if it's got stock rotating assembly in it or not. It's got iron heads, iron intake manifold. The information my dad was given at the time of purchase was that it was balanced and blueprinted. So you know, that kind of gives you an idea that some work has been done to this thing. How much, I don't know if it's just been, you know, bored 30 over, something simple like that, or if this thing has been completely stroked out. If it was, again, for the age of this thing, the era that it was alive, you know, aluminum heads wouldn't have been a thing. Maybe even aluminum intake manifolds may have been really, really limited. So, like I said, it's still got the cast iron aluminum. Yeah, cast iron aluminum. Goodness. The cast iron intake manifold and the cast iron heads on this thing. But yeah, anyways, it's here on my garage floor now. I've got it still hooked to the cherry picker. It is taking up the room of where my lawnmower should be. So, you know, priorities first. Engine comes in, lawnmower goes outside, and so yeah, that's it. Like I said, she's still hooked up to the cherry picker there. The transmission, 727 torque flight, big block, bolt pattern there. Now there is an unfortunate crack in the case of the transmission, so it's not going to be usable. You know, this thing's had a rough life. It was stored when we lived up in upstate New York in our garage, but you know, it wasn't climate controlled. Garage wasn't incredibly dry. It wasn't damp or anything. And you know, one good thing is that when my dad pulled this thing and stored it, he had put ATF in the spark plug holes. At one point in time in the life of this thing, It has been rolled over. It is still free. I have not done the same. I haven't checked to see if it's seized or not. But ATF came out with spark plugs. You know, that's good in the sense that it's going to keep it from seizing, but it doesn't actually help much for anything that is, excuse me, above that oil line. You know, anything that is exposed to that moisture, it's still going to rust, still going to pit. And, you know, like I said, at this point, I don't actually know what the condition is of this. I just know I grew up hearing stories of this thing. I'd really like to bring it back to life. Maybe putting it in a two-wheel drive pickup. I'm a truck guy, so it'd be nice to have a car, but, you know, classic cars are just insanely expensive. It's either you pay for somebody's time when they restored the thing, or you pay out the absolute yang for original or good replica parts to restore them. And, you know, and honestly, we're in a time where patina and you know, the natural age of things looks really good on trucks. It was something special about lacquer paints, the way that it ages, as long as it's not, you know, holy and rusty, a little bit of surface rust and discoloration, yada yada yada. You know, you literally give it a good wash, maybe a very, very light rubbing down with like a terry cloth or something like that and some water, and then you clear it. And the patina is like your paint job. Saves you like 10, 15, 20 plus thousand miles for a professional paint job. Anyways, so this thing is going to be sitting in my garage in long-term storage. I gotta get it up on the engine stand. I'm gonna tuck it in the back corner. Like I said, the transmission is basically useless to me now. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. But anyhow, I'm gonna pull it down. Probably clean it up, get some totes, you know, soak everything in degreaser, and then rust solvent, and give everything a nice coat of WD-40 or oil or something, fogging oil even maybe, until I have, you know, one, either a truck to put this thing in, or two, enough money that I can start, you know, bring this thing back to life. It, you know, obviously the trends for now, you know, it's, everything's boosted, fuel injection, so, you know, you're looking at, I don't know, somewhere in the ballpark of $2,200, $2,500, somewhere in there, to fuel inject this thing. Even then, due to the size of the injectors that come in the kit, it's only supposed to be good to fuel up to, like, you know, 500-ish horsepower. Small numbers in comparison to, you know, what some of the small blocks are putting out these days. You know, anything that is like an LS, crap, even like an LQ4, you know, GM LS based engine, you know, these guys are cramming, you know, 18 plus pounds of boost in these things, and they were making upward of 600 to 800 horse at that level, and they live, they survive, they like it. Unfortunately, what I've read is that these do not like boost. What you can get readily made by the manufacturer kind of enforces that. You know, if there is a supercharger kit out there, I've seen them only push, you know, single digits, 8, maybe 13, 15 pounds, something in that ballpark. Not, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's at least one atmosphere. That's enough to yield some good numbers, but it's nothing crazy. That being said, though, you know, if you can get 500 horsepower out of a naturally aspirated Big Block Mopar, it hits different. You know, sure, you got small blocks with 800, but like I said, man, just, you know, they say no replacement for displacement. That's not entirely true. You know, you got nitrous, you got boost, etc., etc., etc. You can get the power, but again, like I said, it hits different. So that's my goal. You know, heads, fuel inject this thing. Good, you know, well, actually, the manifold comes with a fuel injection kit. So anyways, heads, nasty cam, and might stroke this thing. If I can squeeze 600 plus naturally aspirated, I'll be happy. Like I said, it's going to be a handful, even at that power level. So someday, maybe soon, hopefully soon. Stay tuned. You know, show me your support if you really want to see something happen with this. That may add to my motivation. You know, find some solutions. Hopefully, I can continue to make videos here and get to a point where you know, I start making some cash flow, and that can go towards my projects. This. Now, if anybody wants to donate some time, figure out how to stretch the hour in the day, and you know, free up some of my time so I can do this stuff, that'd be great. Not happening currently though. So yeah, a little bit at a time, bite-sized pieces here, and you know, like I said, we'll document the tear down. You know, we'll take a good look at what kind of condition this thing's actually in. You know, quick video here. It's probably gonna have minimal editing, nothing fancy in it, and yeah, here I am rambling, stretching this on further and further, but overall, you know, I'm happy. The price, the cost is going to be nuts to, you know, put this thing back together and cram it into something that rolls down the street. But there's some nostalgia to it. Yeah, it'd be good to hear it there. Oh, and if anybody actually knows how to look up, you know, old Mopar numbers, that would be good. I would be interested in that. You know, it's clearly a 440 because the casting tells you so. But let's see if we can get a decent still on those numbers. Nope, nope, nope. Try again. Try again. And there we go. Another thing that's kind of wild to me that I noticed, mind you, the most I've ever actually seen this thing is while I was a kid, before I really started to get into mechanics and engines and performance and all that other happy stuff. I've never actually noticed how close the exhaust valve is to the exhaust port. You know, commonly you look at a lot of heads and they're tucked back in there, but these things here, you can clearly see the exhaust valves, and everything actually looks pretty good, at least on the top side of them. I mean, really, in all fairness, for as long as this thing's sat, you know, it's been in the barn, uncorked, unsealed. I expect to have some problems, but you know, it doesn't look like we would or should have any stuck valves. We had some critters living in this guy. Alrighty. Well, I'm not going to keep rambling. We're already up to 15 minutes of me here, just talking straight through. So yeah, stay tuned. Keep an eye out. Like I said, I'm gonna get this thing up on an engine stand and pull it down, get some totes, and start the cleanup process on this. Find out if any of this is salvageable, and see exactly what. Oh mercy! 20 plus years of sitting in a garage does to an engine. You know, granted, there was some precautions, but you know, if it would have been rolled over yearly, you know, reprimed, spark plug holes were filled, wrapped in plastic, hermetically sealed, basically in said plastic. I'd feel much better about this, but she had a rough life sitting. I mean, the plastic that you saw is plastic I put on it for transportation. So yeah, again, we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. If you guys find this stuff interesting, I know I do. It's, you know, a little bit of a dive into my past, and like I said, it's got a little bit of nostalgia to it. So thanks for watching, guys. You know, take care. Hope all's well. See you in the next one.